Now there's a tiny little bit of coral. Friggin' Microsoft. The map was made before the aquatic update. For some reason, some of these chunks are new and the others are old. I wonder how it decides that. Like, does it just decide to delete any chunk that hasn't been modified since the world was generated somehow? But that can't be right, because a lot of chunks haven't been modified since the world was generated. But every time they change the world generation algorithm, a few of the chunks change. Even though... Actually no, I've noticed that the file size got smaller after one of these updates. I think they actually just delete chunks from existing maps. Like chunks that you've explored but they haven't actually modified. Some of them just get deleted, I think. Because otherwise the file size wouldn't get smaller like that. And also, like, you wouldn't have randomly new chunks every now and then. Look, there's a little bit of coral in the distance there, but nowhere else. So like a few chunks here and there just is new. And I don't know why. As far as I can tell, none of the stuff I've built has disappeared though. Maybe it's chunks that are a certain distance away from stuff that have changed since the last world gen. That might be it. And but the issue is that let's say the world generates and then there's like a lava lake next to a forest. The forest catches fire and burns down. Or even just like a few trees burn down. That would be like a chunk that has changed since the world was generated. So any lava lake with a bit of like grass beside it and the grass burns down. Like it wouldn't be anything that a player has built, but it would have been different from just a freshly generated chunk. So maybe the algorithm considers things like that as just new stuff. Maybe even like lava flows and water flows, because the map doesn't generate with the flows in place. The map generate with the water source and the lava source. And if it so happens that it's on a cliff somewhere, it just starts flowing down. So the water flow would be different, especially if it like destroys some grass downstream. It'll be different from the world generation. And so maybe the algorithm considers things like that as chunks that have been quote-unquote built upon. And then chunks that are a certain distance away from anything that you've built, the game just deletes and generates new chunks on those. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm trying to think of like plausible scenarios for why every now and then the game just gives me new chunks with new stuff on it. That might be a good option. Like if you can manually regenerate chunks, can you do that? It shouldn't be that hard. Have like a command, like a refresh chunk of command. Or regenerate chunk command, I mean. Just wherever you're standing, you can like delete it and then regenerate it. Three. And then down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Well, at least punching is fast. even diagonally. So up to there. Is that right? Okay, that's right. Just trying to like shave off the edge of this dirt. Just realized I kind of ruined that. Alright, that's more like it. I think that's correct. Alright, let me find my gold. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is correct. Now I need to shovel out. That. You bounce off corners. Why do you bounce off corners? I mean, I guess there's like a little bit of momentum. Alright, I think that's all of that. That needs to be stopped a little bit. Bring a cave down here. So this, we wanna like do that, but also on the other side, because otherwise there's a high risk of that flooding the redstone later on. 6 blocks is a little unwieldy. Because you gotta turn a little bit. Five blocks is just right. So here, 2 and 3. Oops. No, that's correct. Or is it? Because that doesn't go that far. 6. Right, stops there. Great.